This is the time and place for a city commission meeting in Huron, South Dakota on May 15th, 2023. Roll call, please.
Smith.
Here.
Wainwright.
Here.
Bragg.
Here.
Harvey.
Here.
Mayor Harrington.
Here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, agenda approval. Do we have, I have about 3, but does anybody from the commission have anything to come in? Yes.
We would like to add an executive session underneath contractual, and I think Tucker has the SDSCL number.
Subsection 3, SDCL 1-25-2, subsection 3.
Okay.
And I would make a motion to approve the agenda with that said amendment.
Okay.
I believe the mayor had a couple others.
Yeah, I've got 3 others. But we'll pull in on that. I have 3 that we need to add to the agenda tonight. One is 4.6, South Dakota State Fair Wheel Jam Parade Permit. 4.7, Huron Area Antique Power Association Parade Permit. And 6.5, warranty deed for GHDC. Those I would ask for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Commissioner Weinrich moves. Second?
I'll second.
Okay, second, Commissioner Smith. Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Wainwright.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. Okay, so approved. Moving on to public forum tonight. Public comments may be sent during the live meeting broadcast on the city's YouTube channel. The link is listed on the city's website at www.huronsd.gov. Click on Government, then City Commission. In order to use this YouTube chat feature, please create an account with your YouTube and Gmail or use your existing accounts. Please state your name and address for the record. Public forum is limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per person. We have our HR Director, Shauna Sterrett, in the back of the room. She is sitting with a computer, so if you have a question to ask, so you can use your YouTube or chat feature and ask a question, and Shauna would relate that to the commission. Is there any public forum from the commission tonight? Seeing none, we'll move on to consent agenda. Matters appearing on the consent agenda are expected to be non-controversial, and it will be acted upon by the commission at one time without discussion unless a member of the commission requests an opportunity to address any given item. Items removed from the consent agenda will be discussed at the beginning of the formal items. Tonight's consent agenda consists of 4.1, minutes of May 8th, 2023 City Commission. 4.2, fuel quotes for city departments. 4.3, personnel items. Recommend, and here we go, this will be a tough one. Recommend hiring Kuzo Akusu. And I hope I didn't butcher that one too bad. For the airport maintenance tech position. Number 2, recommend hiring Kelly Sherman for the executive secretary position. Number 3, recommend hiring Claire Mendel for a part-time solid waste maintenance 1 position. 4, recommending hire part-time seasonal golf positions. 5, recommends hire part-time seasonal concession positions. 4.4, proclamation of law enforcement torch run for Special Olympics South Dakota Week, May 15th through the 20th. 4.5, payment of the bills. And 4.6, State Fair Commission Wheel Jam Parade Permit. 4.7, Huron Area Antique Power Association parade permit. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda. I'm sorry. Yes, yes, I need it. And payment of the bills, 4.5. We did that, okay? Need a motion.
So moved.
Okay, Sean Harvey, City Commissioner, moves to approve. Need a second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Bragg. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Weinrice.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. Okay, moving on to bid quote items, 5.1, and our Assistant City Engineer, Dennis, will tell us what this one is. Dennis, please.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. This is for the parking ramp removal and replacement with parking lot. The bid for the base bid and alternate number 2 came in at $1,406,412.50. For this segment of the project, we had 1.53 was our estimate. We recommend approval or awarding both the base bid and alternate 2 to First Grade Excavator of Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Okay. Need a motion?
Motion to approve 5.1.
Mr. Weinrich, motions to approve. Need a second on this item.
Second.
Commissioner Smith, second. Any discussion on this item by the commission? Yes, Commissioner Weinrich.
And are they still on, now that it gets approved, the schedule would still be starting within the next month or so?
They want to start in the next 2 weeks if we can get paperwork all through, so.
Okay. Yes, Commissioner Smith.
Couple of questions. Dennis, so is there a contracted completion date for that too?
Yes, I don't have it written down here, but we won't get the asphalt done this year.
Right.
But this is, I want to say it's October 1 for concrete work and stuff. But talking to the contractors and stuff, they're talking way earlier to be done. And
They want to get in and get it done.
Yes, yes.
And then the materials that are being pulled out, and I was trying to find that in the bid, but the concrete that's being taken out, where will that go?
Some of it will get crushed and used for base material on the project is what we're thinking. That we'll know more after the pre-con. And some will take out tar pile and crush it, and the rest will go into lime drying bed down by the solid waste treatment, or not solid waste, the sanitary waste treatment plant. I can't remember what, cell 3, I think.
So the end result is we'll own it.
Yes,
That won't be the contractor's carryback.
no.
And then the final question on, in one of the alternates is imported backfill, city material hauled by contractor, a deduct on that. That would be reflective in what they were bidding.
Neither contractor that bid on the project gave us a price on that, so that is not an option.
Okay. So that's just understood,
The alternate
we're
one
responsible for that.
Alternate one's scratched, it was not approved.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, any other questions, Dennis, on this? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Weinrice.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. Moving on to 6.1, we'll call on our Financial Director, Pauline Carey, to explain what this item is.
Thank you, Mayor. This is just what it says. It's a transfer of a on-sale liquor license. Inspections have been made. There was no comments, and we asked for approval.
Okay. Need a motion?
Move to approve.
Commissioner Smith
Second.
moves to approve. Second, Commissioner Harvey. Any discussion on this item? Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Weinrice.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. 6.2, Pauline.
Thank you. These are our annual renewals for the malt beverage and South Dakota wine licenses. Fire inspections, I've done all the inspections, there's no deficiencies. They recommend approval and we do as well, there's no comments.
Okay.
Just want to note, we have 42 beer and wine licenses.
Hmm. Interesting.
It is.
Need a motion?
I move to approve.
Move to approve, Mr.
Second.
Bragg, second by Commissioner Weinrich. Any discussion on this item?
Is 42 up, down, the same?
I think it's one up from last year.
Hmm.
Stays about the same.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
Thank you.
okay. Any more discussion on this item? See none, roll call vote, please.
Smith,
Aye.
Weinreich,
Aye.
Bragg,
Aye.
Harvey,
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. Moving on to 6.3, we're going to call on our city planner, Barry Cranston.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the final plat that was submitted to us by JTS Investments for the lot that will be the home of the new dollar store. So this is, the lot in question is right on the west side of the Quality Inn Hotel down there. And it'll be, basically, it would be the smaller of the two lots. I believe it's lot 1. And is where the dollar store will go, but they platted the whole thing so that they could allow for a larger retailer if necessary. The planning commission recommended approval, as did staff.
Okay, all right, thank you, Barry.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Commissioner Harvey motions to approve.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Bragg. Any discussion for Barry on this item? See none, roll call vote, please.
Smith,
Aye.
Weinreich,
Aye.
Bragg,
Aye.
Harvey,
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. Okay, moving on to 6.4, and we'll call on our city attorney, Tucker Valesky.
Thank you, Mayor. Consider quitclaim deed, certificate of real estate value, and resolution to transfer Lot 4, Block 2 of Southtown 3rd Edition to Greater Huron Development Corporation. This is a property we've been holding for Greater Huron. They found a buyer for the lot. They're ready to move forward with that transaction. So this deed just allows them to effectuate that transaction.
Okay. Need a motion?
So moved.
Commissioner Weinrich, motion to approve. Need a second.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Smith. Any questions on 6.4? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Smith,
Aye.
Weinreich,
Aye.
Bragg,
Aye.
Harvey,
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. 6.5. And Tucker Valesky, would you like to do that one?
Thank you, Mayor. 6.5 was added. This is for a warranty deed for the property that was just purchased south of town there, approximately 80 acres. The transaction was made through Greater Huron Development, and this warranty deed transfers it to the city to go ahead and hold so that it can be developed.
Okay. Need a motion?
I move to approve that.
Commissioner Smith moves to approve.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Weinrich. Any questions on this item?
Mayor, if I may, would it be okay for Ted Hayter is here with Greater Huron? He did provide some background on the acquisition of this property that is relevant to this transaction that I'd like to hear from him.
We'll take his expertise.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. The property before you is called the Cummins Edition, which was the family name a generation or two ago, and that was what they asked the plat be called, so we chose to honor that on their behalf. They were a little reluctant to sell at first because long-term holding of the land of roughly 80 years in the family. Parting ways can be a difficult thing with something that's been a part of your family for quite a while, but they were willing sellers. The legal description is in there. The surveyed area is 74.29 acres, and the per acre acquisition price is $20,000 per acre. The process we took to find this property was to identify parcels in and adjacent to the city of Huron. We looked at 13 separate parcels as part of the process, eliminated 10 of those parcels, just simply lack of infrastructure availability. Expense would be high to extend infrastructure to certain areas being a little bit small for future development. From there, we came down to 3 parcels that we identified, one of which is the Kemmons addition. We approached those landowners to ask if they would be willing sellers, if so, at what price, and all 3 property owners indicated that they were willing sellers. They all gave us different prices. This one ended up being in the middle of the price range. We negotiated a little bit on the price and ended up with a slightly better deal than we started with. The reason for choosing the Ekman property, which is now the Cummins addition, was it's adjacent to city limits, adjacent to sewer and water infrastructure, and also adjacent to an existing development called Southtown, which is east of Coburn, it's near the Watertown in the south part of Huron. This would be the area from roughly Frank Avenue to the cemetery and south of 21st Street. Land acquisition prices, we reached out to other similarly sized communities in the state. Madison, Sioux Falls, Watertown, Yankton recently acquired property within the last couple of years, anywhere from $17,500 to $40,000 per acre. So the price, while it may seem high for ag ground, is not out of line for acquisition into a city for future development. With that, we went through consultation with the city commission a number of times, worked out the deal, the best deal we thought we could get, and everyone agreed in principle and in writing. And we closed on the property on May 11th, which was Thursday of last week. So opportunities for development here include a few acres, about 3 of commercial development along 21st Street, and a little over 70 of future housing development or other similarly situated development in the city of Huron. This also would open up the city and the Development Corporation for a chance to apply for the South Dakota Housing Development Authority's funds for infrastructure for housing development, which the state has approved $200 million. They're going through the rules process, and we'll hold a meeting on May 31st to finalize those rules. It'll go until June, with the application period being into July at the beginning. And this hopefully meets our demands for city development for the next 10 to 20 years for residential growth. If you look at building permits for residential growth in the last 5 years, it's changed a fair amount from just a few a year to 10 to 15 a year, and we expect more of the same this coming year. With the transfer that you just approved a moment ago, we'll approve another one probably in a week or 2, and then the senior living complex is ready to start construction in the next month at Broadwood Creek. So I would ask if there are any questions of anyone from the commission or the audience.
The Haynes situation?
Yes. So the current farm lease is in place for the 2023 year. The lease for that ground was prorated to the closing, so the sellers got roughly 130 days of that lease, and we got roughly 235 days worth. So there's $4,276 was written to the city, or to Greater Huron, and Greater Huron will pay an exact amount to the city of Huron for that 2023 lease. And in the future, I would recommend that we either rebid for a 3 to 5 year lease, or we can plant that to alfalfa and then lease that off as hay ground. Either one would be a good use. One, I don't know if it's a problem, you call it, with leasing farm ground that's going to be developed at some unknown point in the future is, you know, is somebody gonna want to put up a lot of money for an unknown that they might have some of their crop torn up in a given year? Which is one of the reasons you look at alfalfa as an option. So yes, again, $4,276 was the share that we received after the closing of a separate transaction. And we will turn that over to the city. Would have had that sooner, but congratulations to Leonard Negebauer on becoming a father last week, and he has been rightfully so out of the office and spending time with family.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Any more questions for
Just got a
Ted? Yes.
What is your process of marketing those lots, like in Southtown? I know you have a sign out there, but what other things do the development corporation do? I don't know.
We have a couple, there's a sign out there, we have it on our website. We have a referral program with the realtors in town. If someone sends us a buyer, we pay a fee, a percentage, a 3% fee on the sale of a lot. Maybe Sean can help me out some other time. We're trying to figure out how to fairly list ground when we have a number of realtors in Huron. How do we pick one, or do we rotate? Do we set up a schedule? I don't know exactly what that looks like. And to do something that's fair to everyone, I think I just need to sit down with the realtors. We all come together to some sort of an agreement where it could be on the municipal or the MLS.
I think that would get it out a lot further.
It would,
Yeah.
yes.
And this one potentially, Ted, would be, I mean, there are still lots of areas in Southtown,
Yes.
and those have some incentives on them. These lots, it would be hard to market until we find out what the grant, you know, if we're eligible for any of those dollars. If we don't end up qualifying for those dollars, we may just pay this for a while before there's a need for it. But
The lots in Southtown sell for $20,000 to $30,000, $25,000 or $30,000. And we can do a 10% down payment on those. It gives people 2 years to build on those lots before they have to pay the down.
I just have one.
Yes, Commissioner Smith.
Thank you. I want to thank Ted and his staff for the work that they've done on this. They've put in a fair amount of time on getting this acquisition made, and it's truly a opportunity for more continued growth within the city, working with Greater Huron and the city, and I want to acknowledge Ted and his staff for their work. So thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Any more questions for Ted? Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Wainwright.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. Okay.
Thanks, Ted.
Thank you.
Moving on to 8.1, and we're going to call on Barry Cranston, the city planner, to talk about this item.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. What you have in your packet is a memo. The previous hay permits were typically going out at $5 for an annual permit. So this merely raised it to $25. It's been quite a number of years since we've done any adjustment in that pricing. So while this isn't for the biddable hay ground, this is for those that hay their land within city limits. So we would recommend approval of this.
I have to move to approve, Mr. Mayor.
Move to approve, Commissioner Bragg.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Harvey. Any more discussion on this item? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Weinreich.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. Okay, now we're going to move into executive session. Need a vote?